This video is all about Bitcoin today because so much bullishness is coming out and about, guys. And I am so bullish that my face literally almost melted. But there's going to be a sprinkle of Ripple and XRP news in the beginning because Ripple just tweeted out the Republic of Palau is partnering with Ripple to pilot a USD-backed stablecoin on the XRP ledger, which we talked about in our previous video, right? But I found something interesting. Quote, this is a prototype digital currency going through pilot testing that has the potential to revolutionize the way goods and services are paid for in Palau. Isn't that weird, guys? That tells us that the world is heading towards a more secure, transparent, and convenient option for payments that is more efficient than any or than other online payment services, right? And here they say, quote, by digitizing our currency, we hope to mobilize our economy and government processes to accelerate financial transitions and empower our citizens, end quote, right? So the trap has been laid below us, guys, right? And how they're going to make everyone fall is with Bitcoin, which we'll talk about soon, guys, right? The trap has been laid, but now we're just walking through the forest until people start falling down, right? But before we talk about Bitcoin, the Bitcoin news, quote, we have got 2 who announced projects and 5 under NDA, end quote, right? Again, check this out.
So what are we learning? So we've got 2 who announced projects, and then we've got 5 under NDA. Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan is a real CBDC, so there's a central bank, and they've issued a currency, and that's very much at decent stages at the moment. And Palau is actually a US dollar stablecoin. So Palau has its own government, but no central bank, so they use the US dollar. So we're issuing, on the public blockchain, on the public XRP ledger, a USD stablecoin for this country to use. That's actually quite interesting for innovation, because there's other things can be done with that.
Palau is issuing a dollar stablecoin on the XRP ledger. You just heard it out of Anthony Welfare's mouth.
So there you guys go, right? There are more projects under NDA, by the way. Come on, right? Things are accelerating, and the trap has been laid, which we'll talk about in just a second. Before we do, it seems as Ripple use case workshop with the Central Bank of Montenegro, guys, right? So Ripple's obviously interconnected with all these banks, countries, nations. How aren't you still bullish, right? I'm so bullish, guys. This is just with XRP news, though. Imagine Bitcoin here shortly. I keep saying Bitcoin because I'm super bullish, guys. Having representatives from the bank, private sector, and the government is key to the success of all CBDC or national stablecoin projects, right? There you guys go. It's moving forward, guys. Now, someone pointed out, breaking, Brad AI confirms Forbes published an article titled the new Bitcoin is XRP, and it's headed to $59,472, which was removed minutes after being posted. What? This is, I mean, this has to be BS, guys, right? XRP reaching 60K. In my honest opinion, that's not happening anytime soon. Probably in the 2100s, right? Probably in the next century. Did Forbes recently published an article called The New Bitcoin is XRP, but I do believe XRP overtakes Bitcoin at one point in time, and it's headed to 60K, which was then removed minutes after being posted. The AI responded by, yes, Forbes did recently publish an article, right? That was called that right there, and claiming XRP was poised to overtake Bitcoin as the leading cryptocurrency, which I do believe it will take place, but the number they show right here, I don't think it can happen, but they say it could reach that number within the next few years, which I think it's impossible, guys, right? Something substantial has to happen for that to occur, meaning the collapse has to take place. Then, literally, XRP has to target all the money, basically, right? Everything has to run through the XRP ledger. XRP has to be teleporting value like instantaneously, never before, right? And it has to be scalable for that to occur. So all that within the next few years, I don't think so, guys, at all, right? But it seems as this article was quickly removed after it was discovered to be a hoax. There you guys go. I mean, 60K, maybe in the 2100s. Who's waiting that long? Not me. But XRP has the potential to reach $100 this year. Remember, XRP reached $3.84, right? A more realistic target by speculation 2018. Now it's fully regulated as well, right? $100 this year? I don't think so, guys, right? I hope we reach, that's my moon target, right? I do believe this is when I believe XRP will reign supreme. during the new financial system. Until that day, whatever price we could get, we should be grateful for. But now onto the transition towards the Bitcoin news, because the laser eyes are out of their minds. They are now tweeting out $190 million per Bitcoin price targets. This is worse than the Ripple shills yapping about $589 per XRP. Scammers? Question mark. Because now these Bitcoin maximalists have come into the play, because if all investors follow BlackRock's optimal Bitcoin allocation, Bitcoin will be worth more than 5x, 5 times the total value of all equities, real estate, and bonds. And then he talks about the Bitcoins or the BlackRock's Bitcoin allocation, which we'll talk about in the next tweet or in the next few tweets, which was 84% Bitcoin and 15% everything else. If total global wealth is $800 trillion today, Bitcoin will be $190 million per coin. That's just ridiculous. That's not happening, guys, right? That's literally never taken place. Literally. By the time that happens, Bitcoin is officially, there's a new financial system by the time that takes place, and Bitcoin is done for. Literally gone, right? Actually, these cryptocurrencies will probably all be done for in a few hundred years, if not maybe in the next 100 years or so. But here we go. This is why I'm so bullish, guys. Finally, it's happening. Justin, Bitcoin could soar to $180,000 before the April 2024 halving, as potential BlackRock ETF helps drive demand. Now, if this actually takes place, right, guys, from Business Insider stated this, if this actually takes place, I'm literally selling everything, right? XRP should be at high, maybe I think double digits if this actually occurs, right? So I'm literally selling it all. 3 analysts at BlackRock published a study on Bitcoin in early 2022. This was what they were talking about. The study concluded that the most ideal optimal risk versus reward portfolio is 84.9% in Bitcoin, 9% in stocks, 6% in bonds. Say it after me, bullish as F. Wow. Bitcoin allocation is, so they're telling people to allocate their wealth into Bitcoin at a risk of 84%. The damn trap has been laid below us, guys, right? There you guys go. This is what we're talking about. It's quite clear what their game plan is, to make you so bullish to think of very high prices, but then Bitcoin will probably top out at 90K, right? Not even 100K. Everyone will probably be thinking 100K. That's what happened in the previous bull cycle. Didn't happen. People got trapped and kept holding. Will it occur again? Possibly, right? That would be so crazy. Although Bitcoin has an extremely large volatility, right? I mean, but there's so much bullishness coming out of the woodworks out of nowhere. Check this out. New Fundstrat Global Advisors spot Bitcoin ETFs could overtake the $230 billion precious metals ETF market. Right? Another one, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Japanese Prime Minister are bullish on Bitcoin and crypto. Probably nothing, right? All these people are. Why? Why is everyone getting bullish right before the damn collapse occurs? That tells you something. Pay very close attention.
This is cryptocurrency right there. This is BlackRock, a company worth $10 trillion in assets. Check this out. BlackRock's going to have a Bitcoin ETF, which will unlock $15 trillion for crypto. Right now, the market cap at crypto is about $1.2 trillion. This will like 15 times it, okay? Let's look here. BlackRock intensified its foray into the cryptocurrency domain in a move that could unlock a $15 trillion crypto boom. Come on, hello.
Exactly, right? So it is a good thing that all these traditional financial institutions are coming into Bitcoin, because that will most definitely pump the price up, right? Especially when their clients, right, in these hedge fund managers and whatnot, their clients, a little bit of their wealth will probably be allocated into Bitcoin, which will have a trickle effect. If Bitcoin pumps, it's all tied together, which will literally pump everything else as well, guys, right? So do you guys see the game plan? We're going to have one final rally, right, an explosion before the collapse occurs. But that's a trap, right? Always think ahead, guys, because yes, we are just getting started with Bitcoin. That's what they want you to think. All these funds will soon want Bitcoin, but at what price? At 90K, 50K, 70K, or at 1 to 3K, when you're all going to be scared and selling at those prices. And I'm going to be buying Bitcoin at 1 to 3K, or at least when I see the collapse occur. and I'm in Bitcoin, guys, right? At that point, I don't hate Bitcoin. I don't hate Bitcoin, but I do believe what's upcoming, right? Not financial advice. Breaking China. China is preparing itself for Bitcoin, crypto, and Web3 adoption, and testing them by making Hong Kong a global crypto hub, right? So much bullishness. Breaking Bitcoin. People in Turkey are shifting to Bitcoin and USDT due to high inflation. More bullishness coming for crypto. New billionaire Tim Draper on Fox News. We are going through one of the most exciting decades I think we'll ever see in our lifetimes because we have Bitcoin transforming the way currency and commerce is done. Isn't that weird, right? And then he thinks, I think Bitcoin is going through the same curve the internet did, or he should have included cryptocurrencies in general. But what happened in the previous cycle and whatnot, right? The internet went crazy, went ballistic after the dot-com bubble collapse, right? So we still need to see the cryptocurrency collapse occur first, and afterwards it's going to accelerate like never before, guys, right? So whichever coins and companies can weather through that storm will make it, will become a household name. Not financial advice, but the internet became such an important part of our world, and I think the same thing is going to be true of Bitcoin. Because he says this right here. I mean, this is very bullish, guys, right? A lot of people, it's in mainstream news, let them pump our bags. We should be very grateful, to be honest.
But it's also going to rise above fiat, and I think it's just better technology. I mean, having to have a bank and a government decide on what currency is good is not as effective as having a Bitcoin where you have a trusted third party, which is hundreds of thousands of nodes out there checking to make sure that the transaction was done properly. So I think it's just better, safer technology, and eventually the rest of the world will come on board.
XRP is much better, though, right? They never talk about XRP. Whichever coin they talk about, usually the opposite always occurs, especially on the media, right? Again, I don't hate Bitcoin because I will buy it at one point in time, only if this requirement gets checked first, right, and hits or cleared, which means I'm waiting for the collapse, then I'll buy Bitcoin. If it doesn't happen, then I won't. Very simple. But United States presidential candidate Robert Kennedy Jr., right after the Bitcoin conference, I decided to put my money where my mouth is and bought 2 Bitcoin for each of my 7 children. 14 Bitcoins, guys, right? Again, the trap has been laid. They will make a lot of people go broke. I do foresee the future, guys, right? Not financial advice, but that's my opinion. Right? They're preparing the minds for you to hold during the collapse, which I'm not doing at all. Then he says we should encourage the usage of Bitcoin by eliminating capital gains tax and really turn it into a currency. But what happens when Bitcoin collapses and dies, right? For the green narrative agenda. Chris Larson, they need to change the code. If not, Bitcoin will perish away. Breaking. Bulgaria holds a Bitcoin balance of more than 200,000. Wow. And now we know we are in the cusp of a very face-melting move, a very volatile move, because this is the Bitcoin to USD 1 weekly chart. Every time it's gone to very low volatility, right? Look what happened. An explosion, guys, every damn time, right? This means something is upcoming, either a dump or a pump. It doesn't matter, right? So this is the calm before the storm. Let's prepare. But I do believe we go up rather than down. But who knows at the end of the day? Not financial advice. From a Fidelity report on the case of Bitcoin, or for Bitcoin, after the upcoming halving in 8 months, Bitcoin will have a higher stock to flow ratio than gold, right? So look at that, Bitcoin 2025. Again, that specific year, right? Which we said 2024. I think mainly 2025 is the year it all collapses, or it could honestly happen later, which means this decade. But we'll have our warning signs beforehand, because from the bearable bull, I've always stated this, right, that they're going to ban these politicians from investing and whatnot. Back here, they did. Look what happened, right? The past proves the future, and the future proves the past. That was literally basically the top, right? And we went down afterwards. So corruption and greed never loses, guys, right? They will use this new bill to get out of the markets while you still hold. But I think this bill will be approved near the top, 2024, 2025. Not financial advice. The trap has been laid. Let's prepare for the finale. I do believe. I'm so bullish, guys, though. First things first. not financial advice, then collapse. But anyways, guys, hope you guys are having amazing days. See ya. There we go.